seen it. It's about people discover a body, a skeleton that's 30 years old or whatever, and you see all the people who are about to be brought into it right at the beginning, and they're totally unrelated, and you can't work out who they are or why they're there, and gradually all becomes clear. And it was a brilliant one, and I'm not gonna tell you what happens, because we're in pretty week 80. A spoiler that we absolutely hate. Sometimes movies that are like 50 years old, we still won't say, people still not say what happens in Agatha Christie, who done it. There's been on the stage for like 50 years, we still think we don't want to spoil it for you. Okay, fine. So I'm not going to spoil it. What I'll say is the end was surprising, and I completely understand why it happened. I'm not talking about it, but again, British, remember, as always. So, it's a brilliant series, it's beautifully done, it's beautifully paced, and I'm sad it won't be the same again. That's all I'll say. So that's that. What else have I got time to tell you about? A couple of others. Oh yes, the War of the Words, or if you prefer, the Game of Tones. So this is the latest incarnation in what is fairly obviously now, I think, open rivalry and warfare between the Cambridges and the Sussexes. I think it's fairly obvious now, because BM, before Meghan, there was never really the sort of obsession with putting themselves out there in the public domain, particularly online, with the Cambridges hate with him than there is now. Every single day, I think there's more of them in the papers every day than there is of Amanda Holden and everything. To be frank, and they've had a visit again on Sunday. opportunity. So I want to know from you why going on holiday is important. What do you think of this list? What do you think about the suggested 15 times longer they reckon it might take to get through customs on the way back because of all the checks? Now, hold on a minute. It was about 5 hours already for some of these places. And also, is it thought through? Because won't you be standing, when you arrive in these places, won't you be standing next to people who've arrived there from red-listed countries as well? So that defeats the object. Anyway, it's very, very complicated. I'd love to know what's going on. Star says you sound grumpy this morning. No, I'm not grumpy. I'm just quizzical, asking questions. That's me. And listen, and I understand if your opinion on this is determined by the fact that you work in or know people who work in the travel industry in all its various forms. That I understand. That I can understand why people are getting quite sort of serious and desperate about getting us back on holiday. If you work in the travel industry or the aviation industry or the airport industry, of course you want people to go on holiday because it's your right. But as for the people going on holiday, you're the people I want to hear from. So let's go to Dave. He's in Stoke. Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Ian.
Tell me why your holiday is so important.
It's massively important. We've been kept on a lockdown all over winter, and I'm a person that goes away in the winter months to basically stop getting the winter blues. And I've done it for years, and it's massively advantageous to my health. The sunshine is known to combat anxiety, depression. The food is so much better than over here. And I also love the language where I go, so I have the opportunity to use it.
Where do you go?
I go to Spain.
Oh, whereabouts?
Normally mainland, somewhere in between Alicante and Murcia.
Nice.
I have a friend out there as well that would be Spanish people who used to live over here.
Right.
As a colleague with. So there's massive advantages here.
Is that near? My dad used to have a flat in La Manga, that golf course.
Yeah,
Is
not
that nearby?
miles, yeah.
Right, okay, so I know and the strip nearby and all the rest of it. So I have actually been there. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Really changed. When we first went there, it was like third world countries. People were car everywhere. It's changed now though. All right, fine. So what are you going to do this summer, Dave?
Well, actually, I have actually booked up to go but to one of the islands only because it's the only thing I can really get. But I do go back to the fact that it is...
Which island?
Feel good.
Balearic?
Mallorca. Yeah.
You can't go there though. They're on the red list.
You can go there.
Are they?
Sorry?
I thought they were on the red list. Spain?
No, they're on the amber list.
Amber list. Okay, just to remind me of the distinction.
Okay, the amber list means that when you get back, according to last night's data, to number 10, you've got to self-isolate at home for 10 days, and you've also got to have a PCR test before you leave the resort within 72 hours, and then you've got to have 2 further PCR tests in the UK on day 2 and 8. I'm not quite sure why, because I have a blood test twice a week, so I'm going to go home, pay for a PCR test on day 2, and if that comes back negative, why not have we got to then have another one 6 days later? I don't understand that. Hopefully it will relax it before June.
Well, we shall be speaking to the travel editor of The Sun, so keep listening. Thank you very much indeed, Dave. If you feel like Dave and you need to go on holiday because it's good for you, because of the beneficial effects of the sun, essentially, please let me know. 0345 6060 973. Here is the rule about the amber list. The amber list covers the most popular UK holiday destinations such as Spain, France, Italy and Greece. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, he did the tour de force yesterday, in that expensive media room, said you should not be travelling to these places right now. Dave. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps said you should not be travelling to these places now. Those who go against that guidance must take 2 post-arrival tests. They are also, this is why, Dave, going against government advice. a holiday, just forget this summer. Go somewhere nice, relax. Go to Centre Box. Come on, just go on a sunbed. Ian, leave it till next year. The travel, it'll all be nice and back to normal. Question mark, says Jess and Bushy. You don't think the whole industry will be ruined? You're a bit hopeful there. I wouldn't say daft, but you're not far off.